Hey guys, hope you're having a good day. I'm back with another interview. I've got Ellie here. Say hi.
Hi.
Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. So just give people an overview of who Ellie is.
Ella is me, and I'm 19. Been out of school two years.
2 years now. Oh God, yeah,
2 years. I became a receptionist pretty much straight away out of school, or out of HSC even, and been doing that ever since, and really enjoy it, as well as a lot of cheerleading.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's me.
And how are things at the moment? You know, we've got this pandemic and everything, but yeah, how's everything?
They're obviously taking its toll. It's not like I've stooped back to my old self type of thing. It's just I'm noticing I get really frustrated at really small things. There's a person in my family, they either whisper or yell, and I just can't stand it. I need to get away from it.
Irritated.
I just get so angry really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think being isolated with other people isn't great all the time, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. It can get a bit uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, because I usually before the pandemic I was training for something quite large, so it took up pretty much every single afternoon except for a Wednesday and weekends. So I didn't really see my family as much as what I did, because trainings you get home at 9:30 when everyone's already off to sleep ready for work the next day. So I think because I'm seeing them a bit more now, I'm just getting a little bit more irritated. I don't have as much time to, and because I'm not doing as much exercise, I'm not releasing as much endorphins, I think. So I'm just getting a bit annoyed.
Yeah, you get restless as well. I found I've through all of this, it's hard to you have so much energy when you're going to sleep. I don't know about you, but just because you're not really able to use it a lot.
Yeah.
Because you get in a schedule of doing different things.
Yeah, I had a very I'm a person as well that I need a schedule. I need routine. Even throughout the pandemic, I've still kept things the same. I still see the same people on the same days or afternoons, and still, I guess, do things I like to do. We have scheduled Zoom classes for some things. It's good. It's not the same, but it's good.
Yeah.
Schedule I need.
Issues, and talking about that, so you mentioned that it all started from anxiety, which led to bulimia, and that led to a depression. So how did this anxiety start in the first place?
I think because I used to do gymnastics, and it was very disciplined and lots of hours a week, so I was very heavily focused, and by doing that I saw friends and everything, but not as much really as what a kid I guess kind of did, but I put that on myself. I loved gymnastics. So then once I finished that, that was 2014, I finished gymnastics, so I was in year 8, and I wanted to try something new and see my friends, and I wanted to do netball. So I did one day of that, and then I went off to Aussies for surf club, and I broke my foot while I was there.
Right.
So then I was out for however long I was out, and then I did netball, and that was alright, and then back for a little bit, and then I started getting a bit sick. Oh no, it was appendix first. I got my appendix out, so then I was out for a while for that, and then I broke my foot when I just went to go start netball. So I think because I kind of wasn't able to do anything, I just kind of was stuck at home for a bit and missed out on some stuff. I kind of, I didn't really notice how stressed I was, or that things weren't normal until things, I don't know, someone would ask me to do something, oh God, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go say hi to this random person. I just got really, I don't know, nervous for things like that.
Little things like that.
Little things, yeah. And then, as you would know, I was out with my friends, and then all of a sudden I just vomit. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it happened the first time.
I was really confused.
Yeah, it happened, I remember the first time out the front of Woolies. What the fluff.
Yeah.
And then
was that the first time you ever?
that was the first time when I was just out with friends, and then it just continued happening, and we went to go get. I got like tests done and all this stuff, and they couldn't see anything. So then I ended up getting. I didn't tell anyone about it. I only told one friend about it because I was too scared for people to know, and I didn't want the attention on me, which kind of like. Yeah.
It's half. You should have people knowing, but you also don't want that extra pressure or stuff like that. Yeah.
So I went and got surgery, just like an endoscopy, like down your throat, and they took a biopsy to see if there was like a tumour or a cancer or something like that. And as I was waking up from the surgery, the lady was like shaking me. She's going, wake up, like, because they want to wake you up to get you out of there basically.
Yeah.
And she was like shaking me to wake me up, saying, "You're fine, nothing's wrong with you, nothing's in your stomach." So as I was coming out of this, whatever it's called, sleep, I started freaking out, and I had convulsions, like seizure type convulsions for about an hour, and then transferred me to another hospital. But as they were transferring me, the paramedic, the paramedic was kind of like just talking to me about like different things, like, oh, like, what did you have for dinner last night, something like that, I don't know, just random things. And then I eventually calmed down. And the paramedic actually said to my parents, like, have you thought about her being stressed? And like, God, she's not stressed, are you kidding me? But yeah, it was kind of like I had physical signs of anxiety, like throwing up. Like it wouldn't be like I was trying. It was just like I'd have, I don't know, chips from a Porto and then all of a sudden like it comes straight up next to me, like 2 minutes later, still hot and fresh. Like it was just so that happened for like 6 months, I think. Not 6 months, maybe like 3. And then it kind of wasn't like, it was basically after I got that, the doctors just went, just go to a psychologist straight away. And then they were like, anxiety. So that was
like the anxiety, was it like stuff that was like in your stomach, or was it just you felt it in like everything you were doing?
Well, I didn't really realise how stressed I was until like it kind of, people started saying things like I said before, like, oh, we'll go do this. Or I remember I went to order, I was in Glue in Miranda, and I wanted to buy this dress. I tried it on, liked it, whatever. Went to go up to the counter, and I was like shaking and like crying because I was so scared to go up to the thing, and I was like 15. So I realised then, I was like, wow, whoa. That was it. I think I was kind of holding it in without realising, because I never talked about anything ever, even to my psychologist. Like, you find a good psychologist and tell them everything, but I felt like I just couldn't tell them absolutely everything.
That trust with them. Right. So it led to, the anxiety led to you developing bulimia. So like, talk about that and how that was, like detrimental to you.
Because I was vomiting involuntarily, like I wasn't making myself vomit or anything. I had obviously lost a little bit of weight, and not doing the training I used to be doing. I wasn't really like, I was still like quite fit, but I didn't have as much muscular definition, I guess, as I wanted. And I was like, as I started getting better with managing the vomiting, I kind of went like, but I like the way I look now. Like, I want to stay this little. I wasn't like really badly little after the 3 months or anything. I just wanted to stay that way. And then it started progressing to a lot of binging. Like, I wouldn't eat throughout the day, and I'd have a small meal depending on if I was training or not. And then I'd just bring it back up because I didn't want it there. And it was pretty hard because I was doing quite a bit of training. it was like people would kind of eventually noticed, and it was something that it was detrimental, I guess, because it was something that I was focusing on like every single day. I'd wake up, and as soon as I'd wake up, I'd look at my arm to like see how small it was to make sure it was like skinny enough.
Yeah.
And then I'd go in the mirror and I'd like stand on this certain spot and like make sure that I was like, because there was like little divot lines in the door, and I needed to be like in between the lines or less even. I was so focused on it, and it just affected my training a lot, I guess, because like I was able to do everything and I was quite good, unfortunately. And then but I guess I wasn't really able to do as much as I wanted, and people noticing, like I had a person when I was training say, like, yell out across the room, "Ella, you look quite skinny, have you been eating?" And I was like, yeah, I've just been sick the past week or something. Like, oh, okay. And like just things like that, it just made me so uncomfortable, but it wasn't something that I felt like I could stop. I just didn't want to be, I just had an ideal, I just wanted to be petite.
Yeah.
I felt like as well, because I'm a bit short. So like, it's not like, they're like short and stocky, or like short and like, I was always quite bulk with muscle. I was very strong. So I just kind of wanted to get rid of that and be more small and skinny. Not small and thick. Yeah. With a C. So,
2 C's?
Yeah, 2 C's.
And was it more your own pressure you were putting on yourself, but was there also the pressure of performing? Like, did that come into play? Because you had to be, I guess, like a certain figure, and you had to...
For cheer.
Yeah, for like cheer and also like gymnastics. But did you face pressure from anyone else to get things into order?
No, but I felt like, because I was very strict on myself in gymnastics, I felt like I had to be fit in order to be the best for myself, the best for my team, even though gym wasn't a team sport. Yeah. I just felt like it'd be good if I could just not have the coaches have to worry about what I'm eating at home, just making sure that I'm like being, good and just eating healthy, so that I can get the right nutrients to have the best performance at training. There wasn't really outside pressure.
No. Yeah. Because you I guess explain it to someone who doesn't really know or like have any experience with it at all.
Bulimia.
I guess bulimia.
Well, for me, I was kind of denying the fact that it was that. I was just saying I'm stressed, so I vomited. Whatever. But bulimia, one of the main sources is anxiety. It comes from many different things for different people. Everyone's different, but for most people, it can generally be brought on by anxiety, which it was for me. And it's just forcing yourself to throw up, to look a certain way, or if you want to, or if you just want to think it's a good way to lose some pounds. It kind of, it's generally binging as well. It's not really starving yourself for days, or it can be for different people. Again, it's different for everyone. And it can happen to anyone as well, which is scary. It can happen to, I don't know, a 30-year-old male that's doing a sport like running or cycling that requires them to be really lean, or they're naturally lean, I guess, because of how much cardio they're doing. But it can be brought on by anything, and it's scary.
Now, you did cover this before, but when you first noticed everything was going on, when did you first tell someone about it and come to terms with it?
Which part?
I think anxiety is like the first thing that led to everything. So when did you first tell someone about all the anxiety that was going on?
I didn't really tell, because after I had that little endoscopy surgery, and I didn't go to school for 2 weeks after that, recovering or whatever. It wasn't really recovering, I just didn't want to go, really.
I feel that.
Yeah, it was kind of after maybe, I think until I just went to, because I was with the psychologist for a while, going every week, and I was like, I'm a person where I need to know diagnoses, which sucks at the moment because of what I'm going through, but I was like, so what do I have, like, what's the deal? And she's like, oh, you've got anxiety, and I was like, okay. And I didn't really, I actually told one close friend at the time, and I think people kind of like got the gist, but I find that if you don't really know me, you look at me, I don't know, as a girl that just kind of does whatever, doesn't really care, but I was very nervous for a lot of things. I only really told this one person, and went on from there.
Yeah. Right. So has social media played a role in any of this?
For me, it hadn't. Not social media, but I did watch a TV show, and there was a specific, I'm not going to mention it so people don't look, but there was a specific character that I was so like, she was mentally ill, and I felt like she had anorexia in the show, and I felt like I was like relating to her almost, so I just became obsessed with watching it.
Right.
And it's really bad, but it even shows you like ways that they would, when they're being weighed to make sure that they have gained weight, like that they would quickly do something to show that like they've gained weight. So I really, not social media that influenced it, but that definitely was something that I was focusing on heavily this show, and just being obsessed with this person basically. It's not really social media.
Because I think a lot with people who go through I think eating disorders in general, it can stem from they go on Instagram or whatever social media platform, and they look at these different figures and they're like, oh, I want to be like that. Or they even in your case, like you could have been looking at, you know, a gymnastic, you know, like extraordinaire, and you're like, oh, I want to look like that, and different things. But it's good that you didn't, I guess, have that experience. But I think with a lot of people, it's like you look at them and you just want to be them, and there's all these things behind the scenes that you don't really understand.
There were like, I'd see photos more of like, I'd see photos and go, oh my god, I wish I had that body, but that wasn't like a part of the reason why I was like, okay, gotta look at myself in the mirror, like make sure I look like that. It was I wanted to look the way I wanted to look. I wanted to maintain being skinny. I wanted to get to a certain point, and then I got to that point and I was like, shit. I was like, oh god, crap, like I've done it, and then I kept going.
Right. So how did all of this impact like your productivity, and you're going through school at this time, and like HSC, so how did that help or not help with that?
Well, I went through like the bulk of my mental health, like although it's drifted out to now still, which it will, I've kind of accepted the fact that it'll go on for a while, but I know how to manage it and
that's good,
all that type of stuff now. But what was the question? Productivity.
How did it impact your productivity, and seeing that over the hill, I guess?
Well, for me, with anxiety, I got so scared to the point where I'd be really scared to walk into school, and they were my friends, obviously, they were my really good friends, but I was really scared just to like go in there and initially say like the first hi. Like I used to almost walk in and they'd be like, no, mum, pick me up, I'm not going in straight away. That happened for months. Where so obviously I missed out on a lot of classes. It affected my cheerleading, I guess, because I wasn't able to put in as much as what I thought I could. I thought I was benefiting myself with like for cheerleading, but I wasn't. That was my first year of cheerleading in 2016. So yeah, it wasn't really like, I had low energy levels most of the time throughout the day. I felt like I was just kind of like, even though I was at school with my friends in lunchtime, I was like, not isolating myself, but I was kind of making sure I wasn't really noticed, because I wasn't eating at recess or lunch. I just feel like if I just stay quiet, no one's gonna really like look at me or ask me or anything like that. So yeah, anxiety and everything. Yeah, that's how it pretty much affected me.
Yeah. I see you with that. It's like overthinking every little situation.
Everything.
And then as it builds
thinking
up,
of
you're
situations
like,
before it's even happened.
Yeah. You're just like a pre-warrior. It's like you're even shaking a bit. I know what you mean. Like, I think it's, to most people, they're like, oh, they just look at it as going to see their friends. But I think for me, this is kind of weird, but like if I'm going to see like a friend, I intensely worry about, oh, doing a handshake, or am I going to say hi, are they going to say hi?
When I walked in the door.
Yeah, it's like a weird thing that you think about, and then nothing, it's not even important really, it's just something that takes control.
Yeah,
it shouldn't.
It's very annoying. It's like having a little devil or something on your shoulders telling me, no, you should be worried. You should be worried about like, things like that. I was preempting a lot of stuff before it even happened. If I like went to bed later than I usually did one night, I wake up tired before I go to school, and I'm just already like, ugh. And then I'm like, oh, now I gotta go to school. People are gonna see, well, they're gonna think that I'm tired, they're gonna think I'm worried, and they're gonna ask me why I'm like just not talking. They're gonna, any little thing was think about it months before it happens.
Right. So you talk about how you have experience, helping someone close to you, and they're going through everything. So you kind of see both sides. So how was that for you, helping? Helping them.
Yeah, I didn't really realise until I had found out. Well, that sounds so dumb, but like when I found out, I was very obviously like shocked and upset, but I also kind of feel like, well, what I noticed from other people that were also close with that person or people or whoever, they also felt not guilty, but like they felt like maybe it could have been their fault, even though it wasn't. Like I said to someone, I was like, I know it's not my fault, but I feel like I had some part to do with it. Like I didn't notice early enough or things like that. But I think I was also I was quite really nervous. Like it really makes me feel a bit nervous all the time, as it does. But because I'd been through this headspace before, it kind of made me think, I know exactly what they're feeling, and that's just, it was worrying that I knew what they were thinking, because like those thoughts are not nice.
No,
it's quite, it's unhealthy and it's not good.
No.
So I guess from the outside, I was just kind of taking it as letting them do their own thing. If they want to be around people, let them be around people. If they want to be alone, let them be alone in a room. But like, you still be there type of thing. Or if they want to talk to someone, listen. You don't need to have an opinion. I guess I was just taking it as it came, basically.
And you stay close, but you don't like smother them and constantly ask them questions, because they can just push you out and just isolate themselves from that. People going like, how are you feeling today? I'm like, same as I did yesterday. Same as I did yesterday, just go away. So describe like the lowest point you reached, or like scariest moment, I guess, with all of this.
There was, not obviously, but for lots of people there can be more than one time. For me it was because going through the anxiety and then bulimia was something I definitely didn't tell anyone about it, people just kind of, yeah, she doesn't look good, whatever.
Yeah, looks different.
Yeah, so I was quite upset at all those thoughts, and I guess when I really saw, I was like, there's no way out, I'm not going to get better, like what's the point? I didn't really see not any future, but like I just couldn't be bothered with anything. So there was a few times with those, and it was quite sad. It was sad, obviously, for me and my family, people that knew, think like that those things were going through my head. I guess as well, when people were scary moment was when I would remember there was a specific competition where I competed and I came off the floor, and like some people pass out when they come off the floor because it's physically the most draining thing ever. If you want to get fit, do cheerleading, but it's, oh god, it's like a 2.5 minute routine, and I came off, and usually you'd just be like puffing, oh my god, I need water.
Yeah.
Some people even would vomit, but I was just like lightheaded for the next half an hour, and I went off and had to go vomit, and I felt like I was going to pass out. And I practically did, and my mum, my people that I know were like, you look so skinny out there, you need to, like, this is why you're feeling this way, that's why you can't put up with things. And I guess people kind of confronting me was really scary, especially because I was scared to talk to people, really. And when I'd be sitting somewhere and they're like, oh, you look really skinny, like you look skinny. I was like, oh.
They're just like outing you before you even have the chance to just understand what you're going through or you talk about. I didn't talk about it enough as what I should have. Like, people that don't know, we were very close friends in like year 9 or whatever, whenever it was. And you knew that I was going through stuff, but I don't think they knew like the severity of things. I don't think I did.
Or it's just, I didn't talk enough, and I think that because I didn't talk enough, it brought me to my lowest points. It brought me to my boiling points and getting to my absolute lowest of lows. So
would you like spend, like, so you get off from school and then maybe you go to work and different things, but if you weren't really obligated to go outside, will you just stay home?
Yeah, 100%.
No way.
No way. I'd be at home. Like, I still did see my friends a lot. Like our group we have, we saw each other often, and we all saw each other often. I really enjoyed those times. And all that stuff. But I was like, other than that, it was almost kind of like I was waiting for something to happen, but I also didn't want it to happen. I don't know, I just would sit at home, stay, I don't know, on my laptop at the time, watch that show that I was obsessed with over and over.
What was it?
For this Skins. Do you know the show Skins?
Skins, or was it the one you were talking about before?
Yeah, I just would sit at home. My psychologist introduced colouring, and I just coloured in. I just did things that I like doing. I didn't want to go out of my comfort zone ever.
Right. When you were having these moments of like eating and then like throwing up, and was this something that you, like, I guess, how to put it, like you have control, you could see what was going on and you could see that it was bad, or you just saw that it was like a normal thing and that this was just another day, I guess, of this happening?
I guess I knew it wasn't like normal to do, but I didn't see it as a bad thing. I think because I had the prior thing of when I'm being anxious for the 3 months and vomiting without even, like, I would only know like a second before, or not even sometimes, like it would just happen. So I just say to myself, oh yeah, it's because I'm feeling this way that it's happening. Like it's not me wanting to bring it up, like I was lying to myself.
And like Did you notice that it got better once you came to terms with it, and once you reminded yourself, oh, okay, I have this, like I actually have an issue? Did it get better from that, or did it kind of go the other way? Because I know for me, it kind of, once I acknowledged that I had anxiety and that it led me to like a depression, it was so much. It was just better that I knew it, and then when different things would happen, I could be like, okay, that's just that happening. How can I, work at that better, or how can I manage that better? I guess.
I was kind of, for me, basically, I was just sick of myself to the point where I just kind of went, oh my god, this is so high maintenance. People are questioning me every single day. People are looking at me, like I could feel looks.
Yeah.
Type of thing, and I basically was sick of it. But I also met some people in my life that, like, they didn't say, oh, you're beautiful the way you are. It was just like, they didn't say anything about it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's good.
Or, yeah, so I just felt like eventually I started feeling comfortable with my own skin, and I was like, oh, it'll be okay if today at lunch I have an apple as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then it just slowly went up from there. Because I, though, didn't eat until quite late in the afternoon most days. Now I struggle to eat early in the morning.
Yeah. Just
because I do get that reflux.
Yeah.
Not that I'm wanting to bring up, but it just feels like it's gonna come up. Like I can't eat too early in the morning.
Yeah.
It's only sometimes, but yeah, it's just. I just eventually felt comfortable the way I was, and knowing that, I think because at some points, or for a period of time, it was like 7 days a week I was feeling bad. But then it turned into, it was 6 days a week, but half of a day I was feeling better, and then slowly went up from there, and I was just able to be a bit happier slowly. Yeah, it was kind of like my body and my brain had naturally gone through it, and I was luckily able to pull through.
Yeah.
And just start feeling better on my own. Not on my own, I had a lot of help with medication, but yeah.
They just work as little aids to get you through.
Yeah.
Just to help you, so you can start working on your own, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realise they were working really until I didn't take them for like 2 days.
Yeah.
I was like, skits. Oh, I hated it. But yeah.
So we get into the third part, which is advice, some revelations and reflections. So first question, what was these like activities that you did to help get your mind off things, and that were just like therapeutic for you?
I was quite a simp. I just enjoyed basically the first thing that the psychologist or advice that was given to me. I just tried it and found things that I was like able to get my mind off it with, or anything with, just have a different focus. So things like I said before, I just liked colouring in, just stencil stuff, whatever it's called. Yeah,
it's like satisfying
stuff.
Yeah,
cooking with the cat and the dogs. Cheerleading was obviously very good because I had lots of friends in that.
Yeah.
Like I have friends. I always tell myself that I have friends. I have friends.
Yes, you do.
And yeah, I guess I just was finding things that I enjoyed, like cheerleading and like colouring in, or makeup as well. I really enjoy doing that, just to do something and concentrate. 'Cause some things that like take high focus, like colouring inside the lines or pointing my toes really hard when I do a backflip or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Things that needed a lot of focus. To like the most to get off. Yeah. Because
if you're not, you're just focusing on everything that's going wrong and just all these this turmoil, and it's good that you have that, and especially with like the cheerleading, you meet like physical health quotas, like you're doing exercise and that, but also you reach like social stuff as well, like you're with your friends and and you're all working towards something and building each other up.
Yeah, we have the same goal.
Yeah.
Hopefully, obviously, but
yeah.
That was me.
Yeah. Best advice you've heard from people, and also like what's like the worst advice, or like things that people have said to you, because there's some things that people say that they think are advice and it's not at the same time. Yeah. Don't get me started.
I know. Best advice. This was kind of like equally good and bad advice, I guess. So a person, or like a specified person, whatever it's called, they said to me, if you're out in a social gathering, if you just like walk away from the situation and breathing was a massive one for me.
Yeah.
Because with anxiety, people usually tend to have quite short, sharp breaths. So I really tried like controlling my breathing and just thinking about that, and removing myself from situations. If I was at a party, I would just go and sit in the bathroom for a bit until I was feeling better, and then I'd go back out. But sometimes that's kind of backfired on me. Like I go to the toilet and I sit down, and then I like go out, and then I go back in again, and then I think, God, people are going to be thinking that I'm just so weird going to the toilet for such a long time, that I'm like doing something, if I'm like going to the toilet that often, or if I'm doing something bad in there. I don't know, like it kind of backfired on me in that way, but and then the bad advice, this is for me personally. For other people it might help, I don't know, but I tried out a hypnotist, and she was very and she told me anxiety is just like a switch. You switch it on, now just flip the switch, just turn it off. And I was like, oh no, I can't do that. I would love to. If I could, I wouldn't be here. I can't turn it off. And we went to one session, see you later, put my come back here. But that was definitely the worst advice I think I got.
That's some of the worst I've ever heard.
It was so bad. I remember hearing it thinking, oh yeah, no.
Put the switch now.
Where is it? I'm searching, but I can't find it. So that was the strangest and worst advice I've gotten.
Right.
So bad. Like,
that's so
shaky.
Sorry, I don't mean to make you
that's
jittery.
I'm like this.
So what are some like false like stereotypes that you've heard? I think Cody mentioned that it's like it's a mental illness, not like a physical thing. What's something that you've noticed that people just assume?
Definitely like one of my big ones that I kind of like notice a lot often, and although I'm seeing more and more progression on it, is people specifying genders, like just female, kind of maybe the same age. Like, get it? There's not really a lot of focus on like men's mental health or gay, lesbian, trans, like things like that. Like they're focused on, but I don't think it's kind of like as known. People just assume it's adolescent boys and girls, but it's just adolescents, or it's just girls at this age and men from age like 18 to 25. Like it's anytime. I know a person that went through eating disorders when they were 10. So it's anyone.
So what is something you'd tell your younger self? She can kiss cool. What was something you'd tell your younger self looking back now?
It's kind of hard because I'd almost be sounding like other people. I guess saying just have a chocolate and keep it there. Don't bring it back up, or things are going to get better. Another big thing that lots of people just generally say, but I guess that just keep on doing things that make you happy, because or see people that make you happy,
Yeah.
and not worry. I think probably the biggest things. Yeah, but I definitely think mental health, as disgusting as it is, and it should happen to no one. One of my friends, she kind of has gained she likes all the like spiritual type of stuff or all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that she said like I went through this then so that I can deal with something later in my life. But I think that definitely related to me with, I don't think I could have gone through what happened with my muscles and legs and things like that if I hadn't gone through mental health. I think it would have been really, really hard. Like as hard as it was,
yeah,
it could have been worse.
I think it's better to go through it now and to give you a better outlook on life.
Definitely.
Now than, you know, like 10, 20 years down the track when life is more serious and like you have a mortgage and
this decade,
you know what I mean?
this decade is supposedly when you get married and have kids.
Oh yeah.
I would like to be young forever.
Yeah, no, you can just stay that way. I'm like, it's like I'm nearly 20 now, and I'm like, what's happening?
20 seconds.
Hey, you know that. 17.
Yes.
Hey, I got you. What is something that you're like always grateful for and that always brings you back to reality?
I'm not going to say names, but people around me, like you have, I think with going through mental health, and I wish that people around me like going through mental health, unfortunately I'm still friends with these people, but I think I definitely we aren't as close as what we were before I went through it, and that was my fault because I purely like, my biggest fear, and still is the fear of just not knowing, like the fear of the unknown. And I could not trust anyone. It was like I thought this person had told this other person I was going through this, and I got really upset about it, but really the other person just figured it out because I wasn't coming to school, I wasn't eating, I wasn't doing whatever. They just figured it out, but I just couldn't, like I didn't, so I lost a lot of friendships, but something that brings me back to earth, or down to earth or whatever, that would definitely be just having people around me that I generally like being around, and I'm just happy around, and doing cheerleading. I love doing backflips and feeling special because, I don't know, no one else in my class can do a backflip or something like that. I know. I just finding things that I enjoyed, like cheerleading and friends, and I love food now.
That's good.
So
it's come full circle, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What is something that you know you can do better? I guess moving on.
That's a tough one. Moving on, I guess trying to not stress about things that are happening, or like focusing on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
I like to try and apply in cheerleading. Again, I'm sorry for the references, but in a routine there's lots of different things that you need to do. And say if you have like a harder skill at the end of the routine, so you like, if you focus on something that's like in the future, so often you're gonna like lose touch with yourself, I guess, or whatever you're doing at the time. So I guess just going like one count at a time and focusing on one specific thing when it's happening, not focusing on something that hasn't happened yet. So that's good. I guess keeping on applying that. Because I guess that's quite. I don't mind that theory.
I think good thing about sports is that they all apply to life in their own way, and they all have their like lessons of how you can win, I guess. Like I was very like, gymnastics was a very disciplined sport, and as well with gymnastics being so disciplined, I felt like I always needed someone to
tell me something to fix.
Yeah.
Something like that, like your back leg's bent in split jump, something like that. I just felt like, okay, I can focus on that and fix that.
Yeah.
But then when I finished gymnastics and I then broke my foot and got appendix out, wasn't doing anything, I couldn't do a lot, and no one was really telling me, oh, you should do this, you should do that.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like stuck in my own head of how can I make things better for myself. I guess that's how it kind of helped bring everything on. Sports have been a big part of my life, and I enjoy it.
Yeah. You've already given some like really good advice for anyone going through something similar. So what, I guess what's like the best advice you can give from yourself
to other people?
Yeah, I guess.
Speak out, and just as much as you don't want to, get help, whether it's talking to just a friend, if it's one of those helplines, calling someone that you, just anyone, if it's a psychologist, anything, just try to talk to someone and don't bother yourself up, because as much as you don't think that it's impacting you, it is, and some of the things that you're feeling aren't normal. And you should be feeling not that way.
You need to face it. That's good. Hell yeah. That's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming on. Did very well. Thanks for coming for the last part, Cindy. Appreciate you.
Shaking the whole time.
No, you did well.
Sweating and cold at the same time.
Okay, thank you for watching. Hope you found something good from this, and have a good day.